and rubber bullets turned peaceful protests into chaos. Here's what sparked the fury. Young Nepalis are fed up with rampant corruption that steals billions while they struggle on $1,300 annual incomes. The breaking point? Videos on TikTok showing politician kids living luxury lifestyles while ordinary citizens scrape by. We see corruption cases getting talked about in the parliament but never reach our conclusions, said a protester. The government made things worse by banning 26 social media platforms including Facebook, Instagram and WhatsApp. Now, for a country where 7.5% of people work abroad as migrant laborers, cutting family communication was the last straw. What started at 9 a.m. as student-led protests quickly escalated. By afternoon, some demonstrators had reached Parliament building barricades. Now that's when police turned lethal. Prime Minister KP Sharma only dismissed the youth organizers beforehand, saying they can't independently think. His words look tone deaf now as hospitals overflow with gunshot victims. The inspiration is clear. Bangladesh and Sri Lanka's youth movements that toppled governments. Nepali Gen Zs watched those successes and decided they wanted their turn. With curfews now imposed across Kathmandu and international calls for investigation growing, this feels like just the beginning of Nepal's youth revolution. Trump's trade wars just got a fierce pushback from the world's biggest emerging economies. India's Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar didn't mince words at Monday's Emergency BRICS Summit, speaking for a bloc that includes China, Russia, Brazil, and 6 other nations. He called out unfair trade practices and increased barriers without naming Trump directly. But everyone knows who he meant. Here's the backstory. Trump slapped brutal 50% tariffs on both India and Brazil, among the world's highest. He also hit India with 25% punitive tariffs over buying Russian oil. The message was clear: fall in line or pay up. Jaishankar fired back hard. Increasing barriers and complicating transactions will not help, he said. Neither would linking trade measures to non-trade matters. The translation? Stop weaponizing trade policy. The timing matters. U.S. trade relations have hit their worst point in 2 decades, with Trump officials attacking India daily over its Russian ties. India buys Russian oil and weapons, then allegedly profits by reselling that energy globally. Chinese President Xi Jinping joined the offensive, blasting trade wars and tariff wars that severely disrupt the world's economy. He called for defending the multilateral trade system against protectionism. What this really means is BRICS nations are drawing battle lines. They're demanding fair, rules-based trade while building alternative supply chains away from US control. The stakes couldn't be higher. With conflicts raging in Ukraine and Gaza already disrupting global trades, Trump's tariff offensive threatens to fracture the world's economy just when stability matters the most. India and Israel just locked in a partnership that will reshape Middle East economies, even as both nations face mounting security threats. Finance ministers from both countries signed a bilateral investment agreement in New Delhi Monday, with India's Nirmala Sitharaman and Israel's Bezalel Smotrich putting pen to paper on a deal that protects investors and opens new trade corridors. Here's what makes this significant. The agreement creates ironclad protection against asset seizures, guarantees transparent business rules, and sets up independent arbitrations for disputes. Now this translates to companies that can invest without worrying about political chaos wiping out their money. The timing speaks volumes. Sitharaman offered condolences for a terrorist attack in Israel the same day, highlighting this shared civilizational ethos between the nations. Both countries know what it's like fighting extremism while building economies. Now, if we break this down to numbers, current bilateral investments sit at $800 million, but this deal aims much higher. trade already flows at $3.76 billion annually, with India shipping rice, electronics and engineering goods while importing Israeli tech components and fertilizers. What this really means is India gets access to Israeli innovations in cybersecurity, defense and fintech, and Israel gets India's massive market scale and manufacturing base. Now both sides win. Smotrich pushed for deeper collaboration in high-tech sectors, noting how both nations maintained strong economic growth despite security challenges. That's diplomatic speak for we're building prosperity while dodging rockets and terrorists. The agreement targets everything from digital payments to infrastructure development, setting the stage for a tech-driven economic alliance that could influence regional dynamics for decades. That's all for today. Thank you for joining in. We're looking forward to our next Top of the Morning episode, which will be packed with latest news. Until then, this is Nelson John signing off. Have a great day.
They do not have defined leaders, and that is always the recipe for disaster. Nonetheless, the army and the president are working hard. They met the protesters again today. The president says he is trying to fulfill all demands. He's asking the protesters to be patient. So far, they have been patient. What they have to do is united. Look at the issue of interim leadership. One group is pushing for Sushila Karki. She is a non-partisan former Chief Justice. Another group is pushing for Kulman Ghisi. He used to lead Nepal's power authority. He is seen as a clean and apolitical technocrat, and he is efficient. Ghisi ended Nepal's long-running power crisis. So the young trust him. The young people, the young protesters. A third group is pushing for Balen Shah. He's a rapper turned mayor of Katra.
Among the ethical and party individuals unanimously recognized, we have also unanimously recommended Mrs. Sushila Karki to form the functioning government.
Our view is that the public sentiment and the feelings of Gen Z should not be played with. There are candidates better than Sushila Karki. We will not accept Sushila Karki.
I want Balin to be the next prime minister of the country. We cannot have leaders like before, who work towards their own interest.
The Nepalese army extended the prohibitory order and curfew in Kathmandu, Lalitpur, and Bhaktapur until 6 a.m. on Friday, amid ongoing unrest and protests. They said essential service vehicles and institutions would be allowed to operate, while shops selling daily necessities could open from 6 to 9 a.m. and 5 to 7 p.m. Army personnel had to disperse groups of people in the streets of Kathmandu as they defied the curfew order to gather. The army said they are resuming talks with the Gen Z protesters to decide on a new interim leader for the country.
The voices of Nepal was suppressed, and government was suppressing us, with the social media ban and with all the corruption going around, and we didn't have any opportunity for the employment.
अब हामीले हाम्रो देश बनाउनु छ भने हाम्रोलाई भन्दा पनि राम्रोलाई रोज्नु पर्यो राम्रो र सोच राम्रो होस् भिजन राम्रो होस् उले आफ्नो बारेमा नसोच्नुलाई हामीले अब भविष्य सुन्किनु पर्यो देशको
यो जनताको हामीले चाहेको त 46 सालबाट हो तर 46 सालबाट जति पनि आए यहाँ केही हुन सकेको पनि छैन 62-63 लाई पनि भोगियो अब फेरि यो नयाँ पुस्ताले गरेको यो एउटा ऐतिहासिक आन्दोलन छ यसमा कुनै एक पक्ष नभइकिन सर्वसम्मतीय जसले देश र जनताको लागि कहिल्यै पनि पछि नपरिकन काम गर्ने मान्छेको हामीलाई आवश्यक छ।
The health ministry said the death toll from the protests had risen to 30, with 1,033 others injured following the so-called Gen Z demonstrations, driven by youth anger over corruption and poor economic prospects.